ensam koso ewo omanga ne mu John Dramani Mahama na memu na tisi ya Ghana fu nyina ehwe se ebeku yi se nku yi Ghana fu bebre na ka se tisi ya de nku yi 4 months ya John Dramani Mahama odi yiwe mu die ye husu bebre na se ye husu kire se ensam koso ewo Ghana ase no Ghana fu nyina esu bo John Dramani Mahama din se wona oka so be ni o ye hwe ni na ade na niema aye bisi basaya si yehu so no wona waka se obitumi na Ghana fo ya to aba ne kese e de ama o ntini brana be na disi an first 4 months die tisi yehu so kra wo hani mu period ni twem and this time round ne de ye mark boot for boot niema obe nya ne ye mark boot for boot wanye ne ye dia ye beka oye ne ye nso ye beka odofo we na ye nsema Ghana fo nyina o masani ejeku John Dramani Mahama so ameso meje ne nyina ebre odofo. Another trending story video kesi bi asan betodwa etwe egu social media ne so eji adenchechi trendy e wo Ghana asin jodofo tapiku na di mechi ne enkohwe sa trending video we a ekoso wo Ghana asin ne mbatisi a.
They abandoned their own flagship initiatives and agriculture in the budget. They only allocated a paltry sum of 1.5 billion cedis. Even if you break the 1.5 billion cedis down, 950 million alone is for compensation. So the Erikopoku, the agric minister, sitting at the ministry, is a redundant minister. I don't know the work that the agric minister is doing at the ministry, because there's no budget for his ministry. How are they going to implement the Nkukon Kitinkiti? And then they loaded a lot of money under that so-called big push, which we are going to scrutinize. They did nothing for agriculture. They did nothing for the women banking. Yet they are promoting Galamsey. To hear the president tell us in Sona that the flagship project, the flagship program, 24-hour economy, also known as 133, one job, 3 shifts, would find space in the 2025 budget. That is what the president told us. That Dr. Forson, his finance minister, will pronounce on the 24-hour economy. But what did we hear? Another matricle. When Dr. Atu Forson appeared before the House with a budget statement, no mention was made of the 24-hour economy, their own famous flagship program. What Dr. Forson promised us was that, the 24-hour economy is being considered. And yesterday, as typical of them, they have inaugurated another committee. They said there's another committee responsible for enacting the 24-hour economy. President Mahama. President Mahama. President Mahama. About the same 24-hour economy at Tonsium. You promised that you were going to create the enabling environment for businesses to thrive. This should find space in your first year budget. If you really mean business, in your first year budget, that should feature. That another group in the NDC are pushing for a 3rd term for President Dramani Mahama is the reason why, instead of the promised governance and constitutional reforms, we are seeing a new agenda. What we know is that there is a sinister and diabolical plot firmly underway to tighten the president's grip on power and prolong his days in office. So they knew that the firmness of the Chief Justice will not allow this. So they started to unleash the attack dogs on the Chief Justice to try and clear out of the way so that they will have their way. But we, the minority, today tell the NDC government they will never have their way. We see diabolical schemes. We read the signals. And we say this clearly. Ghana is not a monarchy. We will not be ruled for life. We will not let one man's desire for autocracy and unchecked power rewire the constitution to suit the ambitions of a desperate party. So the hawks in the NDC who are so power drunk and are pushing through this third term agenda, let them stay their hands. The president, that in his own inaugural address, he called for accountability and promised to fight corruption. Yet, as I've already said, journalists are being harassed. Opposition MPs, like my brother John Intim recently became a target because he had raised a critical national issue, which required the security agencies to engage constructively. They personalized it and they made him a target. It was an eyesore when they unleashed NIB officials at his residence, wielding guns and wearing masks. Did we go or did we come? What we are experiencing is another vendetta, and this is not justice, an opportunity for all Ghanaians, rather persecution. They promise constitutional reform, but we don't trust them. What they are doing is not constitutional reform, but they are attempting to create a Trojan horse for perhaps, if not lifetime presidency, a third-term presidency. Already, we have heard the national chairman of the NDC complaining bitterly about the internal struggle for succession. The NDC is abandoning governance and rather thinking of their party interests. Why would the national chairman, no less a person than Mr. Asedu Nkatia, boldly go on radio in less than 90 days be talking about that internal problem? Mr. President declared, every Ghanaian has the opportunity to contribute to our nation's story, end quote. And yet, since taking office, his government has waged an unprovoked war on public and civil servants. Thousands of civil servants, especially the youth, have been dismissed, not for corruption and incompetence, but for getting employed by the state before his return to the presidency. In their place, party executives are being recruited. Teachers who were recruited and posted into remote communities to teach have been sent home. Nurses who were recruited and were in hospitals and at our health centers helping the poor have been sent home. Efforts to recruit more nurses have been put on hold. Those who graduated from nursing schools and expected to be posted are still at home, have become desperate. And we have a government that is rather creating more unemployment than employment. We say this is not inclusivity. This is not inclusiveness. This is ideological cleansing. This is not a present for all. It is a government for only the NDC. We have two Ghana now. Yes. The Ghana for the NDC, where only their party's foot soldiers enjoy, and the Ghana for others who must go through a bitter experience, pain, and misery. Decisively and swiftly as our country's leader. In his might trumpeted social contract with the people of Ghana, President Mahama solemnly pledged, quote, ban illegal and new mining activities in forest reserves, roll out our Tree for Life and Blue Water Initiative to heal and sustainably harness the environment, end quote. And yet, illegal mining has flourished under his silence. Foreign nationals caught in Galamsey operations are deported, not prosecuted, contrary to the campaign promises. The promised repeal of the LI 2462 remains unfulfilled. The rivers continue to run red. The forests are gashed open. And the president who accused Nana Akufo-Addo's administration of inaction on illegal mining and promised decisive action offers excuses. The government's inaction on illegal mining is not just disappointing, it is a betrayal. While in opposition, the NDC loudly declared that if elected, they would impose a state of emergency to confront Galamsey head-on. But 120 days into the government, not only have they failed to do so, that they have completely abandoned the agency they once preached. Illegal mining continues to devastate our rivers, poison our land, and displace entire communities. The promised state of emergency has vanished, replaced by silence and inaction, while the sector minister sheds crocodile tears on national television over a sorry state of our rivers, forests, and farmland. This is not leadership. This is not leadership. It is cowardice dressed in empty campaign rhetoric. It therefore came without a surprise to the people of Ghana when recently, on May Day, organized labor, speaking through its Secretary General, boldly condemned the extent to which Galamsey is destroying our environment. Now is executive lawlessness. On his inauguration day, His Excellency vowed, quote, "I shall strive to exercise sound judgment and be willing to act timelessly to resolve our challenges," end quote. But when faced with a clear breach of Article 286, when his appointees failed to declare their assets before taking office as constitutionally required, he did not act lawfully. He invented a bizarre punishment, a 3-month salary forfeiture, no referral to the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, no investigations, no accountability. What the president did was not a legal remedy. It was a constitutional betrayal. By failing to uphold the law, the president brought his own oath and the entire presidency into disrepute. Now they also pledged of security. They themselves, by their own actions, have undermined this through their neglect and the military politicization. In his inaugural address, Mr. President personally said that he was going to secure our sub-region and, quote, "We must work together to keep our sub-region safe," end quote. Yet under his own watch, Boku bleeds. Boku bleeds. The president offers neither decisive intervention nor compelling empathy. I repeat, today, Boku bleeds. The president and his government offer neither decisive intervention nor compelling empathy. Instead, this government has destabilized our armed forces, pegging seasoned, loyal, and trusted officers and replacing them with partisan subordinates. The fact is, the government is not protecting the state. The government is politicizing its spine. A commander-in-chief who weakens his own forces in a time of crisis is not a leader. From light to darkness. When Ghanaians say, "Let there be light," the NDC say, "Let there be darkness." So we have a Doomsaw Pro Max. Darkness, darkness, darkness. Mr. President promised to fix Ghana's energy crisis. he accused his predecessor of failure. Although NPP came to meet Dumso and fixed the Dumso, yet during the campaign, Mr. President and his party rather accused NPP of not keeping the light on. But let's all be honest with ourselves. The last 120 days, we have seen persistent power outages, low voltage, and silence in the face of national inconvenience. Not a single moment, a single day, has the energy minister addressed the Ghanaian people on the energy crisis. Where is the energy minister? Is he lost in this darkness? We are taking a torchlight looking for the energy minister. We cannot find the energy minister. Mr. Energy Minister, where are you? Bring back our lights.
Ọdọfọ nyam na meka ya munya mu di mechi ko hwe video ni bi ọcha mi onim na asem ka not na we dey wasumu a we na ye trending video etwe gu social media na so ameso meji ni nyina abre wa acromatics concerning John Dramani Mahama ni NDC fo omamemu a ekoso wo ha amanfo si na we die 1 year mpu 4 months mpu na 1 year beba chese amemu no yehu so John Dramani Mahama ne se bebre na okekan ni nyina na yehu so ye odofo we na ye nsema amanfo bebre na eka efa John Dramani Mahama ni NDC force ho a mesu meji ni nyina abre wa acromatics mo mo vise be like no subscribe no share no notification bell so man se na be abini abebe do be content awo wonya ne tempa na wa twiti ama aha ana me de nsem nyina besi ewo acromatics so makra mo nyina me da mo nyina